Howard.
Yeah.
I don't know what type of communication error happened between me and Atul there right before I went on, but I said something to him and he went, "Oh, you audition all over town?" And I let it go, and he said it, and as soon as he said it, I went, "Man, that is just the worst thing you could hear. Someone who auditions all over town?" And I don't. I've actually never been on an audition in my life. But if I did it, it would go all over town, up and down town, probably. I'm so glad that handshake went okay between me and Atul, because I'm always so nervous about handshakes. And this is a problem for guys mostly. I don't know, girls, if you guys experience this, but guys, we have this moment when we're meeting each other where there's like a lot of nerves going through, because on paper, when you meet someone, you should just shake their fucking hand. That's what you should do. Those are the rules. Some ragtag group of gentlemen here in Los Angeles, mostly, decide that that's not cool enough. And that sometimes a fist needs to come out when you meet. Meeting with a fist? What are we, like, declaring war on each other? Like, not gonna touch your hand because I don't know what you're all about yet, bro. But I still want to meet you. It's so awkward, and so when I go into these situations where I'm like walking up to people, my mind just goes in shutdown mode, and I'm like, my hand is going to be here, I don't care what you throw out, I'll meet it with a handshake and we'll call it a day. And if the worst that happens is I grab your hand in a fist, then that's the worst. But I'm not going to go through this rigmarole where everyone changes 5 times before we get there, because that's single-handedly the worst thing to witness. I am thinking about the people that are watching this go down. And it's the worst feeling to watch it, isn't it? It's like a train wreck, but like the trains have hands and they're handing each other. 2 trains meeting with hands is what it's like. So that's what I try to keep in mind, and I know everyone has their horrible handshake story. I have experienced one where it wasn't even me who was really screwing up, but I felt so bad that it felt like it was me. I grew up in Oakland, California, and so a lot of my friends were black people or Latino people or whoever, but people who grow up in Oakland have a certain bravado about themselves, much like, any place would. But, if you meet a white guy like me, sometimes you gotta puff it up even a little bit more because you gotta prove something to the white guy who's just standing there. I'll give you an example of what happened to me. When I was in middle school, I was hanging out with a group of my friends and then also a group of people that I didn't know, in them some tough-looking individuals. And I didn't, cast any aspersions. I was completely neutral towards them, but when they go to leave, they're saying goodbye to everyone. And in my mind, I'm thinking, well, there's no way they're even going to want to address me. I don't have to worry about this exit at all. I can just sit back. But one of the toughest dudes there is walking out, and he's slapping hands with everyone and getting out of there, and he goes by me and he puts his hand up, and I was so not even ready for it that I completely blanked. And so his hand is there, and we both have realized in this moment how bad it is that he's hanging out there, and that me, this white guy, is just sitting there not doing anything about it. But my reactions were too late. And so his hand was up here, and he started to give up, so his hand started to drift down, as if pretending like it never happened. It's like, oh yeah, my hand goes up and it goes down. But I wanted to salvage the situation. And so as his hand is going down, I reach for his hand. But his hand is in a position where it can't be slapped, so I just grab it. I grab his hand. And we're holding hands. It was so much worse. So much worse than any scenario. 2 people, I guess in a way it's kind of beautiful. It's like, if these 2 people can share this moment, what can't happen? As a person watching it, I feel like I want someone to quarterback the handshake. Be the quarterback. Take charge. Be a John Elway. Lead your team down the field and finish the handshake like a man should. but there's no quarterbacks on the playing field. It's all just coaches. And the coaches are like, well, I'm putting my players out on the field, and they do what they will, and there's nothing I can do about it now. They did their best, and hey, we'll go out there and we'll try again next time. It's not much we can do about it. Maybe you hold hands with the opposition. My life is filled with nothing but awkward moments. And when you guys experience this, like, you remember the awkward moments more than the most important memories of your life. Like, I don't remember anything important in my life that was like actually like a good moment. I don't remember graduating. I don't remember like meeting the girl that I love for the first time. I don't remember any of it. But I remember certain moments that were so awkward that they still give me nightmares. For example, another time I watched a gentleman who was also tough and black sit down on the top part of a chair accidentally. He goes to sit down on the chair without looking and then just sits on the back part of it. And it goes right up his ass and he makes a face like this. No one saw it except for me. And he didn't know that I saw it. But like that moment was just like, God, can that be any more awkward? It can't. It really can't. And like I just go through this every day. Like I work at a restaurant where I have to greet people and say goodbye to them regularly, and my words don't come out right. And it's just ridiculous. Like, you know, someone will say thank you, and I don't want to say the same thing back to them, but I was already going to say thank you, so it starts to come out, and I'm like, thanks you. Fuck. Screwed up again. Or it's like, you know, I turn into a foreign person is what happens. I lose grasp of the English language. And so I feel like an Asian person who is like coming across greetings for the first time. Thanks to you. I feel like such an idiot, but I'm not Asian, so I can't get away with it. And my other problem is like serving food all day, and what I'll do is put the food down and go, there you go. And that's just sort of like, I don't know, it just comes out so much that it's like a reflex. And so I put those two together, so when I'm at a restaurant now, getting my own food, someone will put the food down and I'll go, there you go. And the person just looks at me like, you are just pathetic. I put your food down, sir. It's so bad. Some may call it social anxiety. I don't know. I just feel like I can't handle seeing someone in public that I know that I'm not prepared to see and interacting with them. Like if you're going to the store and you aren't prepared to interact with anyone you know and you see them, there's a part in your mind that switches on that goes, I'm gonna have to avoid this person at all costs. There's no way I can let this greeting happen. My switch is on all the time, no matter where I go. I will go, so like, the worst is when you go to a grocery store, because that place is like a prison. Everyone has their things to do there, but like, we're all in this cage, and we're all in a maze going up and down the aisles. So I go into to a grocery store, and I see someone that I know. It's this girl that I sort of know her, and I know that whatever time I've spent with her, I just really didn't enjoy. And she's just way too energetic about it either way, so I'm just like, this will be the worst. So I see her in there, and I'm like, all right, gotta stay away from her, gotta make sure that my aisle is far away from her as possible, so I'll start scouting aisles to make sure that she's not down there. It's like, even if I have something on the aisle that I want to get, I'm like, is she down there? No, I don't need it right now. Just get it later. So then I just try to go to the aisles where I don't think that they'll be and hang out for a while. Like, okay, maybe they just want to get one or two items and then they'll be out of here. And then I won't have to worry about it. And then I can do all the things that I want in here. I can be free. But no, they probably have the exact same plan as you. So I go to the aisle where there's like 50% off like ceramic horses or something. Like the aisle that no one ever goes down. And I'm just hanging out there like, please just leave, get out of here, please. And of course, that's when they want to pick up that item because their grandma needs a new ceramic horse. So I inevitably had to talk to this person. we found each other in the grocery store, and I was caught so much off guard. Even though I'd been preparing for it, it was like worse because I'd been trying to get away from it, you know? I'd like thought maybe I could escape. You know when you're talking to someone in a group, everyone's talking, and then the person that you don't know or have no interest in talking to starts talking, everyone stops listening, and somehow they've locked eyes on you, and you, for some stupid reason, acknowledge what they were saying for 1 second, like you nodded your head, and all of a sudden you two are locked on and everyone else has forgotten about it. That's what this was like, except it was one-on-one with me and this girl. Okay, she started talking, and she started talking about whatever it was that she was buying, and I just found myself going, okay, just nod as little as possible, and then she'll walk away. But at some point, I made a nod, and like she was like, oh, you get it? Yeah, I know, right? You are my best friend. Oh, I'm so glad we found each other here, and in this aisle of all places, with a ceramic horse. Are you getting one too? Oh, thanks you. All right, guys, you've been great. Thanks a lot. My name's Ross Allen.